Listen up. Average is not an option. Are you up to par? Get ready to tee off. Jim Paar is a badass with a bow tie when it comes to knowledge. Watch out because he is lethal when it comes to 10xing your business or building a new business. Welcome, the Jim Paar.
Hey everybody, it's Jim Paar with Up to Par, and we have a guest today that I haven't done a podcast for a while. So obviously you all know that, following me online on YouTube and Spotify. But today I could not turn this guest down. He wanted to come on and be a part of the podcast. So it may be the fruition or the growth of starting this podcast again. So I want to welcome Shaun Clark from HighLevel. He is a software engineer, entrepreneur, amazing guy. And I've been using his platform for a number of years. So welcome, Shaun. I appreciate you coming on, and it's so exciting to have you on here.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Jim. I appreciate being here. And thanks for restarting your podcast just for me. That makes me feel great.
Definitely. I definitely could not say no because, you're probably the same way. I get a lot of people that want to pick my brain. And of course, I want to pick yours a little bit with some initial questions before we get into talking about the amazing platform that you have. And so when in your life was the turning point that you knew you were destined for more?
Well, I've always wanted to own a business. So I've owned a business of some sort or another since I was probably 15 or something. So I've always known and been entrepreneurial. I didn't quite know what that meant or how to do it. And it took a long time to understand it. But I would say, early on out of college, my first business I started with another co-founder. I was a minority shareholder. So I really understood what it was like to kind of be at the whim of another person. And I think that was a good education because to come to work every day and one part be ecstatic about what you're doing, but then another part be really sad that, you're really limited in what you can do with it when, with your ideas and really having to be underneath somebody else. That I think probably eventually inspired me. And then eventually I became a dad. And I think that's the day that really helped me, crystallize the idea that, do I really want to tell my son, 5 years from now, 6 years from now, hey, I really don't like going to work every day because I feel like I'm held back. And I'm like, that's a ridiculous thing to say. So time to get out there and make something happen. So I think that was really my turning point.
Yeah, definitely. I always say, get away from the 9 to 5 and try to replace that income. That's the goal when you're becoming an entrepreneur. But a lot of people see the iceberg and how awesome and big it is, but they don't see what's underneath the growth part of that and what it took to build that. And so what were some of those obstacles you had, creating some of these businesses that you created?
Oh, gosh. It runs the gamut from, lawsuit potential, all the way through to just bad ideas and everything in between. I spent a lot of time having to deal with a lot of threats of legal threats around potential competition issues. And then it moved on from there to a SaaS business that was fairly successful, but kind of limited in its growth, and kind of realizing one day that, yeah, this is awesome, but I don't really think I can 10x this, and having to kind of find something else. And then having the very next idea be like a total failure and having to pivot from that. So lots and lots and lots of ups and downs along the way, I would say have really defined the journey more than I think most people know.
I know the answer to this question, just being an entrepreneur, but was there any time that you wanted to quit and just go back to 9 to 5?
Oh, every day. I have some special skills I think that are unique, make me unique, certainly. But I also, with every power, every good superpower comes, a super weakness. And I definitely wear my heart on my sleeve. I take my business really seriously and personally. And so, there's those moments when you're lifted up, and then there's moments where somebody just like punches you back down. So, I would say that every day has a mix of all of those things. But so I would say it's definitely a grind more than people imagine. And it's, for me, it's very emotional, and it's very it's very much in my head, but it's still very real for me.
Right. Yeah. It never, at 5 o'clock, it doesn't shut off.
No, that's true. Exactly.
Definitely. If for a young entrepreneur that's looking at starting his own business, what would the one piece of advice you would give them to really help them out?
Well, I would say, just get started. Looking back on my journey, the biggest mistakes I made were not doing the things that I knew in my heart I wanted to do sooner. And I think that what comes after that, life is way more of a mix of luck and hard work than people, the luck and the hard work are hard to tease out which one plays the biggest role. So, you can't really spend a lot of time worrying about that. You just got to get out there and make things happen. And, worst case scenario, if you wind back up, having to get a job, having a great story to tell about how you tried to start a business, I think is far more interesting to an employer than hey, I really wanted to, but I never bothered to try. That's not very inspiring.
Yeah, I've got Einstein as one of my heroes, and you think about how many times he failed, and if he would have quit at a certain time, he definitely wouldn't be on this wall. So
it's very true. There's not a single person who's ever changed the world in a meaningful way where, when they first came out with their ideas, everyone said, "Oh, you're right. You're a genius." Right, it just never, the history rewrites it that way. But I certainly think that's the exact opposite of what happens. You can see I love Tesla and their story, and, this whole idea of electrification of vehicles. And to me, at this point, it seems like a foregone conclusion. I'm sure there's still some people who disagree with me, but I think 10 years ago when, they first got started, pretty much everybody said that this was a stupid idea. So, it's pretty amazing to see how hard and how big of an uphill battle it can be to achieve something that at some point actually probably becomes the default.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I always give the analogy. I've got my pilot's license, and I give the analogy that it takes resistance to lift that aircraft up.
That's right.
So
that's
in
true.
order to succeed, you need that resistance. If you had a time to sit down with anybody, past or present, could you name somebody, and why would you want to sit down with that individual to pick their brain?
Oh, sure. That's easy. That'd be Warren Buffett for me. I've gone to Omaha, Nebraska to see him year after year for 7 years. I wish I'd gone earlier. He has longevity, and I think and he plays the long game in general. And I think as a world, we don't appreciate the long game. And so I think to find people who can appreciate it and have played it for a lifetime are inspiring to me, because, there's a lot of people that can look really good in a short period of time, but to do so over, decades is an incredibly difficult thing to pull off. So the people who have done it, I think, are the ones to learn from.
Yeah, that's great. I actually met him not knowingly. I was talking to him, and I didn't even know who he was. Just, he was in an old pickup truck, and he was at one of his stores. And anyways, he said, "Do you know who you were talking to?" And it was Warren Buffett.
Oh, that's funny.
That's how nonchalant he was, and how you just
he doesn't go around announcing himself.
No,
to anybody.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
And, so how would you, just one last question, and then we'll dive into high level, and how would you define success?
Oh gosh, I think it's a personal definition, right? So for all of us, I think it's just, what is it that you really want? And I think that also changes over time. I think when we're younger, we think we want a lot of material possessions, and then, we'll get a couple of those things, and we'll realize perhaps they're not as fulfilling as you might imagine. For me, it's finding a way to spend more time with my family, and just having reasonable financial security. No private jets required.
Right, exactly. That's awesome. So let's dive into high level, because
Sure.
I just have to say, the whole reason, the success in my coaching in my academy for marketing individuals has been the missing piece of the puzzle was this exactly. It was high level.
Oh, wow. Thank you. That means a lot.
Found it, I was blown away, not only by what it could do, and I've been around for a couple of years with this, but I was really blown away by the customer service, how Chase just gets on you and helps you out, and you yourself, and watching the response. And like the other day, I made a comment, and within seconds, literally, and I was bragging about it, you had commented on that and said, here you go. So you gave me a link to, it was about putting a blog on HighLevel. But this software can do everything and anything. And it's just amazing. And I was a big fan of a lot of the other competition that was out there. But when I found HighLevel, I was sold, and I'm so impressed by what it's doing. So talk about a little bit where it's going with the SaaS, and really how it can help businesses, not only marketing businesses, but also any small business.
Yeah, absolutely. So, this is to share my screen here. Really HighLevel is the all-in-one kind of marketing toolkit. And, we work a lot with marketing agencies and professional marketers in all manner of areas. And the idea here is really simple. We want to create a really robust set of tools that you can use to market any business. So the account I'm showing is in the legal space, and their customer is Visionary Law Group, which is a law firm in LA. And what actually is cool about this is one of our very first customers. And I remember they walked in the door and they had this existing client who was really frustrated with the results they were getting. And just by putting in really simple automations to reach out to leads as they came in the door, they were literally able to 10x the results off the same existing lead flow. So literally spending almost no money to enhance the quality, they were able to take these existing leads and bring so much more out of them. And it really, it blew away the client, and it really cemented this idea for this agency. And they've subsequently gone on to really take this out to a lot of other law firms. So it was a really cool kind of touchstone moment for us to see what the system was capable of doing to help, not only the agency, but also the small business owner in this case. And so from there, we've really just grown and tried to continue to add to the platform everything we feel like the small business and the professional marketer need to come together as a team to really create extraordinary results. So that's kind of the ethos behind HighLevel.
Yeah, it's really what I'm impressed by is the versatility of it, and especially the white label aspect of it, because there's so many softwares out there that are high on keeping their own name and want to put their own name out there and make sure that everybody knows they're using this software. But with HighLevel, it reminds me a lot. The best analogy I would say is AWS, using Amazon to put your website on. And so it's a great, I would call it a platform, almost like an open source platform.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. That's exactly how we see it too. I think that what we saw in the market when we came in was there's lots and lots and lots of software out there. And I'm a software engineer, and I love to write code and I love to create features. But when we looked out in the market, we said, well, what can we do that's unique? How can we help contribute? What we realized is that agencies are really the sort of secret sauce behind small business success. But unfortunately, they don't get the credit that they deserve. And when it comes to software, it gets worse because most software companies treat agencies as like a place to kind of smash and grab customers. So they'll say, oh yeah, why don't you refer your customer base over to us? We'll write you some scrawny little check maybe to say thank you for that. And then, if the agency loses that customer, the software company doesn't lose any business and any sleep over it. And I think it's treating agencies as second-class citizens. And so when we came into the picture, we said, we need to change that. So like with Law Hustle here, who's the agency, their clients, they don't log into HighLevel, they log into Law Hustle, right? Or when they go and they download the mobile app, they're not downloading an Android or an iPhone app that it says high level, it says law hustle, right? And so here, what we're really trying to say, and we believe this through and through, is that, small businesses in general, the ones that are super successful are going to be the ones that go out and hire an agency like a Law Hustle if you're in the legal space, or somebody like that. Because fundamentally, at the end of the day, marketing is not a joke. It is not a side hustle. It is not a part-time gig. It's a real vocation that I think deserves respect because it has a lot of skill in it. In fact, to this day, I work with some of the most fantastic marketers on the planet. And I have seen many of them who are immensely successful. We have over 10,000 agencies that we work with now. And there's no way, even seeing what they do sort of up close and personal, that I feel like I could replicate any of it on my own. Like, if anything, I just feel lucky that I know a couple of people I might be able to call if I needed help in a particular area, because I just think there's so much that goes into it that people just don't quite realize. And so for us, it was really about taking that personally and making sure the platform was set up so that agencies couldn't have their clients stolen by big venture-backed software companies like they currently do.
Yeah, that's awesome. And the one thing I see about HighLevel is they're so caring about their customer base. And if there's an issue or an upgrade or something missing, they have a list that you can actually go in.
Yeah, there you go. Let's go look at that list. Yeah, we're very community driven. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and this is another thing that makes us special. It's our community, right? So we only work with professional marketers, and as a result, we're not really thinking about like, well, what does the dentist need, and what does the doctor need, and what does the lawn care guy need? Because those people aren't our customers. The agency's our customer. And so exactly what you're saying, if you want something, you come here, you vote it up, and that's what we work on first. And we just walk this list down. And I'm proud to say that a lot of the items that used to be on this list are gone because they've been delivered, and in every quarter, including this one, still to finish up, and next quarter and the quarter after, and forever, we'll continue to just do the same thing. And I know, guided by our customers, we will create the best platform out there, and will easily be the best choice for professional marketers.
Yeah, and if people don't know about HighLevel, let me just say this. It is sometimes every day, or at least every week, and by far every month, that something new is coming out. And I can look at this and just mention, like, Launchpad just came out, I think, a week ago.
Yep. Workflows just went live.
Workflows
to everybody.
Right.
In fact, if we want to, the nice thing is we're pretty public about this stuff. So if you want to know, you can always see. So we always throw in all of our videos here. So yeah, so I could see a day ago, Workflow Builder live. Yesterday, add existing members. So like if you have a new membership and you add a product, it'll ask you now, like, do you want to add all your existing members to the new products, or do you want to only add the people that come forward of this? So yeah, we're continuing to add tons of stuff. At least it's definitely every week. It's very clear to my team. Look, we're launching something every week.
Yeah, and it's true. And those videos, if you look at the length of them, they're 1 minute to 3 minutes tops.
Yeah.
And he's straight to the point, and Shaun does them personally. And so it's just amazing that what he's done over and this is consistent. This isn't like he's
that's
done
true.
This last
yeah,
month.
That's true. Yeah, we didn't save all these up. You can go back in time. They get uglier, right. and I sound worse, but they're all very much here. So I definitely recommend it.
Yeah, I think about it right now. We do a lot of SEO, or did a lot of SEO. We do more marketing for leads and stuff now, but just for that SEO software, for a basic, really cruddy looking report to show what it's ranking on Google, Yahoo, and Bing, is $100 a month, and I'm still paying for that. And so I need to throw that in on the ideas, because this software.
Yeah, we have that actually. So I mean, our goal right now, again, just working with agencies, is we're every quarter, we have a list. What are the agency features that we need to drop this quarter? What are the what are the actual small business features we need to drop this quarter. And so we'll eat away at all of that. So, next quarter, we have some big enhancements. One of the things we're going to do, actually on the SEO side, I think quite a bit is actually WordPress hosting, because we keep running into SEO agencies that, they say, oh, we love HighLevel, but we have all these WordPress websites. What do we do with them? And so we realized that we actually just got access to a brand new alpha product at Google, where we're going to be able to get access to their fastest CDN technology and their managed SSL certificate technology. And this is all preview, so you can't get access to it publicly yet. And so we're gonna spin up all of this underneath that. I think it'll be pretty phenomenal.
That's outstanding. So the newest thing last month, I guess it was, or might have been, I got to think about, we're in June. So is SaaS.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Let's talk about that, because I was like, what is he doing here? Because he's really giving you the farm to do whatever you want and really build a business. And let me just say, there's a lot of people out there that are building academies around HighLevel. Christine's one of them. And people can really make a business out of this just by selling software.
Yeah. I mean, again, we have 10,000 agencies as customers today. I've probably worked with at least 15,000 so far, talked to many of them. And ultimately I've learned something, which is, agencies do such a phenomenal job for their clients, but where we really see the agency space moving in the next several years is the services will remain, but really what agencies need to do is start to also become technology providers. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of software being sold to your existing customer base today that, quite honestly, isn't very good, has very little service behind it. And if anything, it's just revenue that you're losing that you shouldn't be. And so for us, we said, well, wait a second, if we go out and look in the world, and there are easy examples like Podium.com or Birdeye.com or Thrive.com, THRYV. And those people are selling these really simple SMB software platforms. And we realized, you know what, this is actually what the agency should be selling. And so what we did is really simple. We took all those features, we put them into the platform, and we created a billing system and a user provisioning system so that you could go out and actually sell that same software on a recurring monthly basis and create these these lower price point items that have super high margin, are very sticky, right? And allow you to create this beautiful recurring revenue stream coming in every day that today actually exists out in the world. You're just giving it away to somebody else. You're referring someone out. And even if you're getting an affiliate commission, you're getting just a tiny pittance of what you should be. And you're losing control ultimately of that customer.
Right, definitely. And I can just say with SaaS, it's been, I was blown away by it's building and building. But I worked in the automotive industry with a bunch of Chevrolet dealers. And so I'm familiar with reputation management and how they would come in and sell that software. And I know the price just for what I see on there under that $99 core package, reputation management for car dealership through one of the competitions that was mentioned, and I won't even call it a competition anymore, but was $495 a month. So and that was just strictly for reviews, to push reviews through a cell phone, because a car dealership, they're not allowed to use their IP address to push a review because it's a conflict of interest, and the dealership's license does not allow that. So Podium came in there with the aspect of, hey, we'll use it, go in there. And I really think they built it for the auto dealership to start. But
they are big in automotive, yeah, for sure.
It's definitely a great tool. So let's, and I noticed the new marketplace, they have a lot of tools in the marketplace, and it's got a new facelift. And so if you're looking for done for you services, you could literally not know anything about marketing, go into Go HighLevel or HighLevel and actually get the done for you in the reasonably priced, let me say.
Oh yeah. And this is all really, this came out of, this idea, again, just talking to our customers, talking to a lot of folks who maybe they do one thing, maybe they know how to run Facebook ads or Google ads or what have you, but they realize, I really would like to add on these other services because I know my clients would like them, but I'm just one person or I'm just a couple of people. How do we do that? And so this allowed us to really extend out those services to our agency partners. So all of a sudden they could add this full suite of services without having to become experts in all of them. And they would, we created this good markup situation where they're literally making the sale, taking the markup, pocketing it, and then we're actually on the back end doing the fulfillment.
Yeah. So let me just say this: in our academy, we always taught to outsource and use Fiverr or Upwork or one of those platforms. But it literally is all built in here. You can see the categories and it's built in. I've used some of the onboarding services. They're incredible. They're priced right. And you could double the price and still you're really offering a great deal, even at doubling the price.
Yeah. And that was exactly why we did it this way. This was exactly kind of our whole intention. So yeah, just, again, this is the wonderful thing about serving one audience is, you can really go deep into their needs and you can make sure that, you're thinking about what's important to them.
So kind of wrapping up, what would you say in regards to high level to people? Obviously, we'll leave a link that they can sign up, get a free trial, 14-day free trial. But what would you say to somebody that's never been on the platform that is in this niche? What would be your advice to them?
Well, I mean, the good news is no matter what type of agency you are today, there's not a single, there's no way we don't have enough value in here for you to come in and our goal, the way I always think about it is you should never really pay us any money. We should ultimately make you way more than you ever pay us. These days I love the SaaS angle because this is one where I don't care who you are. It's very easy to add this. There's no additional staff required. It's super high margin. And if you've ever gotten to a situation where you're trying to sell a retainer-based service and you're saying, oh, it's $2,000 a month or whatever, and that person says, ooh, this is so expensive. Now you have this really good bridge where you're like, oh no, it's actually just $300 a month or it's just $99 a month. And you've created this instant yes, you've created revenue, and you didn't count yourself out of the service because now you literally can come back the next week and say, hey, look, we delivered those leads that we said we would. Would you like more? And everyone's going to say yes. Now you can just roll right back into your retainer sale and do great because they've already seen the value. They already know they can trust you. So it's a really easy way to create additional revenue in your agency pretty much overnight.
Yeah. And let me say how cool Shaun is with his affiliates. They're giving away an electric car. And
oh yeah, that's true too.
Played that a little bit because
absolutely. So if anybody's out there who would like to get an electric vehicle, whoa, Cloudflare, huh? Well, apparently Cloudflare is having some problems today, but we are. Oh, there it is. So we are giving away an electric car, and it's super simple. We believe in SaaS mode so much that if you are an affiliate and you get somebody to sign up for the SaaS plan, based on your level here, 50 gets the 50 accounts, $750 a month additional. So this is on top of the 40% we already pay. And then if you get to 75, we'll up that to 1,300 because, and that this applies to any electric car, not just the ones shown because we're big electric car geeks around here. So we're excited to put some keys in people's hands. So far, we've got our first winner. So our first person who achieved it. So pretty excited about handing out some more.
Yeah, I saw Matt was the first winner. And speaking of Matt, he created high-level tools, Pro Tools.
That's right.
So that's another tool in itself that integrates with Go HighLevel, so you can have basically a white label 24/7 service.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he has. Yeah, so we have inside HighLevel for SaaS, we have the SaaS setup here. I should be more prepared with my links, but where we'll actually jump in. If you sell SaaS to a client, we'll actually set it up for you. And what we always say is low charge of $199 setup fee. We'll do, again, this is just one of those services. And then a lot of people will say, yeah, but what about the ongoing support? Matt has that covered. He does a phenomenal job, and it's very inexpensive. And so again, it's just this idea that HighLevel is really just a revenue engine. So not only are we going to replace all these tools that you're currently paying for, you've got 7 different tools, you're zapping in between. We'll replace all of that in one spot, and will also come in and add another revenue stream on top of that, that right now today you're just giving away to other people.
Yeah, and they have an incredible community through Facebook, through a lot of different platforms. Just one last question, and we'll wrap up. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? What's the future of Shaun Clark?
Yeah, I mean, this is an incredibly awesome opportunity. I believe that we have the potential to impact every local and small business in the country. And I think we have the potential to do it through this amazing partnership with agencies. And so for me, it's just, look, I want to get to that moment. I want to get to the place where we're helping people out there in the world to grow their businesses, because I'm a huge fan of small business. I think they're phenomenal people. I think they pay better than average. They care about their communities. They're more innovative. And so if we could find a way to support them, I think that to me has always been the goal of High Level. And I think agencies are the absolute right people to do it, because they care so much about their customers and they have this really great depth of expertise to help. And so if we could be part of that journey, that's truly what I'm looking to do, and just want to try to get it to everybody.
That's awesome. Well, I just have to say I'm honored and blessed to have you on today, and I'm excited about the future of High Level, and I wake up every day just pumped about it. So
well, that's good. I'm going to go drop another feature video right after this.
That's awesome. Well, thanks, Shaun.
Yeah, thanks for having me
coming on. And again, if you want to try this out, and we'll have a link below. And so if you have any questions, believe me, you can go on Facebook and join the High Level community. And this guy right here will answer your questions, or literally anybody in there. There's so many experts.
That's right. That's another great thing to note. Yeah, we have a lot of very smart marketers in there who have a lot of better information than I do and know a lot more than I do. So that's the other great thing about having the best marketers on the planet to back you up.
Any last words, Shaun?
I think my last words would just be that it is a really great opportunity to be a great time to be a digital agency. If you go to Google Trends and you look at digital marketing agency, you're going to see that it is a time when more people are searching digital marketing agency than ever. And so as an agency, you should be pumped, because that means lots and lots and lots of people need you, want you, are looking for you. So, if this has been a tough year this last year, just take heart that I think there's a massive resurgence. So just get out there and give it your all. And I think you'd be very happy to see the results.
Yeah. And I just have to say one last thing in regards to that. If you want to 10X your marketing business, this is the tool right here. So you cannot be competitive out there without High Level. So I just have to say that. And I'm not just saying that because Shaun here, it literally is 10X my business. So,
hey, that is so awesome to hear.
Well, good deal. Thank you so much, Shaun. And I appreciate it. And again, GoHighLevel.com, and we'll have a link below. So thanks a lot for watching.
Bye, everybody.